Conditions for the validity of Mesh 155. 7 conditions are necessary for mesh to be valid. 1. Mesh should be worn after washing the feet for ABDEST. Wiping the foot or its bandage due to an excuse is equivalent to washing. Therefore, meshing may be performed on the meshes worn after such meshing. 2. The meshes must cover the entire foot, including the heels. Shoes that are shorter than the heels and similar footwear cannot be washed. 3. One must be able to walk at least 3 miles in the shoes worn on the feet. 1 mil in our religion is 4,000 ARSHINS. 1 ARSHIN is 24 fingers. 4. The heels and the part below the heels of the shoes worn should not have any holes. Tears or ripples larger than the size of the little toe of the foot. However, if such a defect occurs at the tips of the toes, it is not the extent, but the number that matters, as long as 3 fingers are not visible. The tear is not harmful. Again, even if there is a tear the size of 3 fingers in the shoes, if the shoes are sturdy and the tear does not open up while walking, exposing the toes, it does not prevent the shoes from being worn. Separate tears in 1 sock are counted together. However, tears in 2 socks are not counted together. Therefore, if there are 2 tears in 1 sock and 1 or 2 tears in the other sock, this does not prevent the sock from being considered valid. According to the Malikis, if there is nitrogen monoxide tear in 1 sock that is visible to at least 1/3 of the foot, it does not invalidate the mesh, according to the Shafi'i and Hanbali schools of thought. If the amount that must be washed on the foot is visible through a tear in the socks, the washing is invalidated. Even if the part that must be washed is covered by socks or something else, the ruling remains the same. 5. The socks must be thick enough to stand on the feet without being tied. 6. The socks should not be such that they immediately absorb water from outside and transfer it to the foot. 7. There should be at least a space equivalent to the size of the little finger on the front of each foot. Therefore, a person who does not have the front part of one or both feet cannot perform mesh on their socks. The presence of the heel part is not sufficient, because washing 1 foot and performing mesh on the other cannot be done together. However, a person who is completely without 1 foot may perform mesh on the shoe worn on the other foot, because mesh and washing are not combined.